Chapter 231, the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate and proper notice of this meeting has been given to the public by publishing a notice in the Glen Ridge paper, Glen Ridge Voice, Montclair Times, and the Star Ledger, and posting said notice on the bulletin board in the municipal building. The agenda and public handouts for this meeting can be viewed online at www.glenridgenj.org. A public comment period will be held as listed on the agenda. Please state your name for the record and note that comments will be limited to 3 minutes per person. Madam Clerk, we have a roll call.
Yes, Madam Mayor. Councilors Lefkowitz?
Here.
Hughes?
Here.
Moody?
Here.
Law?
Here.
Councilor Meyer is absent. Councilor Morrow is absent. Mayor Mance is present. Mayor Mance, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Can I get a motion for the minutes of July 15th, 2024 meeting?
So moved.
May I have a second?
I'll second.
Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Yes, Madam Mayor. Councilors Lefkowitz?
Aye.
Hughes?
Aye.
Moody?
Aye.
Law?
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays. The motion carries.
Do we have any written communications?
Yes, I have a few for you this evening,
Oh
Madam
my
Mayor.
goodness.
I have a notice from the Department of Transportation notifying the borough that we will receive an allotment of $200,000 for Argyle and Mayola Street resurfacing project. I have a letter from the president of Freeman Gardens, actually it's an email, respectfully requesting that the borough reconsiders the use of lucifanate ammonium to kill the weeds along the Glen Ridge cobblestone gutters, along with some reasons why. And I also have a letter here from professional engineers with a hard copy of the Department of Environmental Protection application package for a flood hazard area verification. And this is going to be in regards to 3 properties in Bloomfield, 675 to 699 Bloomfield Ave, 14 State Street, and 34 to 40 State Street for redevelopment.
That's the school,
Oh yeah, it's the school next to the church.
the church's school.
Yeah,
That's going to be a redevelopment area.
yeah, I've been wondering about that. Okay,
And that concludes the correspondence.
okay, thank you very much. Any comments from the public? Seeing no public, we will close that. The only comments I have is to thank our DPW staff and Mike and all our staff for their storm response. Again, we had very high levels of rainfall in a short period of time, which led to some high-intensity flooding events, very localized in town, that we're still cleaning up from. So, but thankfully, it sounds like everyone was safe. With that, I will turn it over to Councilor Lefkowitz.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Excuse me, I have some resolutions and an ordinance this evening, beginning with resolution number 118-24. This is to pay the bills. Resolve that the following claims be approved and warrants be drawn for the same, and the list of funds from which the amounts will be drawn. So, Madam Mayor, I move resolution 118-24.
You've heard the motion by Councilor Lefkowitz. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Heard the motion by Councilor Lefkowitz, seconded by Councilor Law. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, Madam Mayor. Councilors Lefkowitz?
Aye.
Hughes?
Aye.
Moody?
Aye.
Law?
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays. The motion carries.
And next, Madam Mayor, I have ordinance number 1810, an ordinance to appropriate capital improvement funds for various capital improvements and equipment. This is from funds that were generally budgeted previously, now being specifically allocated to public works improvements, vehicles and equipment, also for public safety. This is in the amount of $150,000.
Madam Mayor, this is to state for the record that this ordinance has been published and posted in accordance with the statute.
I declare this meeting open for discussion of this ordinance and this ordinance only, this being the time and place for the public hearing. With no further comments forthcoming, I declare this public hearing closed.
Madam Mayor, I move that this ordinance be adopted.
May I have a second on that?
I'll second.
Heard the motion by Counselor Lefkowitz, seconded by Counselor Law. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, Madam Mayor. Councilors Lefkowitz,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Moody. Aye. Law.
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays. This ordinance is adopted.
Next, Madam Mayor, I have resolution number 119-24 to refund an overpayment of property tax.
You've heard the motion by Counselor Lefkowitz. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
You've heard the motion by Counselor Lefkowitz, seconded by Counselor Moody. Any discussion on this resolution? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, Madam Mayor. Councilors Lefkowitz,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Moody. Aye. Law.
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays. The motion carries.
And finally, Madam Mayor, I have resolution 120-24. This is to renew the agreement between Glen and the Township of Bloomfield Board of Health for public health services. So I move resolution 120-24.
You've heard the motion by Counselor Lefkowitz. Do I have a second?
Enthusiastically second.
Agreed, we appreciate their services. You've heard the motion by Counselor Lefkowitz, seconded by Counselor Moody. Any discussion outside of we appreciate this relationship with Bloomfield and the help they provide to our residents? Seeing no other discussion, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, Madam Mayor. Councilors Lefkowitz,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Moody. Aye. Law.
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays. The motion carries.
Thank you. That's it?
That's it for me.
Okay. Counselor Hughes.
Thank you, Mayor. The Public Safety Committee met this evening. During the meeting, we reviewed ongoing active traffic complaints of note. I think I reported out in some last time. Forest Avenue and Sunset Avenue. The results are in, and we will be putting in a 4-way stop and speed humps at Forest and Sunset, but this will be a 2025 project. It's back to school time almost, and we discussed the plan with both the chief and with the town administrator as to the plans for gearing up. Later I'll have I guess it's an ordinance for salaries for, is it an ordinance or a
Resolution.
Resolution.
Yeah, I
right,
see
for
that.
crossing guards and an increase in pay, so I'm happy to report we're at full staff for that. We're trying to build a bench for additional members on that team. And then the town administrator presented a plan for additional flashing signs for pedestrians, blinking LED stop signs, and some additional schools signs and school zone ahead signs. So there's a plan in place to try and increase some signage throughout the borough. So I think we're well positioned at this point in time for the back-to-school season. And I have 2 resolutions. I have resolution 121-24, whereas the borough has to appoint adult school crossing guards, and whereas the chief is certified that the adult school guards listed in the attachment meet the requirements, and whereas the chief has indicated that such adult school crossing guards are required, and it's in the best interest of the borough to appoint them, now therefore be resolved by the council that the adult school guards listed in attachment A for the period of September 1, 2024 to June 30, 2025, with the salary as follows, $18.50 an hour. Mayor, I move the resolution.
You've heard the motion by Counselor Hughes. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
You heard the motion by Counselor Hughes, seconded by Counselor Lefkowitz. Lefkowitz. Is there any discussion on this resolution? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, Madam Mayor. Councilors Lefkovitz,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Moody,
Aye.
Law,
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
And Mayor, I'd like to summarize the next resolution. This is a resolution authorizing various raffle licenses, 50/50 raffles, et cetera, for the Banyan School, all to be held on October 21st, 2024 at the Country Club, 555 Ridgewood Avenue. I move that we approve the applications for these raffles.
You've heard the motion by Councilor Hughes. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Heard the motion by Councilor Hughes, seconded by Councilor Lefkowitz. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, Madam Mayor. Councilors Lefkovitz,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Moody,
Aye.
Law,
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Thank you.
Mayor, that's all I have.
All right, thank you for that report out too. Councilor Moody, do you have a report?
I don't have much of a report except because we're in summer schedule, it's impossible to believe, but we have not met since the pop-up party in the Glen. And
Alright.
it was a real success for something that came together rather quickly. My compliments to my fellow Councilman Hughes on generating the idea, but real compliments to Jim Cowan and to police and to DPW and to Mike for kind of taking an idea to animate one of our open spaces and to bring our citizens together. Also want to give a little shout out because last week Freeman Gardens held a salute to their volunteers on Friday night, and volunteers are indeed the lifeblood of this town, and I want to add my thanks to them. I
Great.
think that's about it for me.
Thanks. We'll circle back to you later. Councilor Law, Public Works.
I just wanted to echo the mayor's comments regarding the response by Public Works as well as our police department related to the storm last night. And hopefully it'll be the last one of the season, but I doubt it. So
We're just getting started.
appreciate the efforts there, but that's all I have to report tonight.
Thanks. No, Councilor Meyer is absent today, this evening, but I do want to mention she's been working with Jim Cowan and GRAA to get everything ready for our fall sports, and making sure there's fields available for every single team, and that's no small feat, so we appreciate all their work on that. All right, Councilor Morrow is absent this evening, but Planning and Development has, committee has 2 ordinances, so we're gonna ask Councilor Moody to take those up, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I am first up. I have ordinance number 1811, entitled Trees. For first reading, just in summary, the New Jersey DEP has implemented new stormwater rules that require municipalities to regulate removal of trees. We have a longstanding tradition of doing this on our public land, in particular through our shade tree, our very successful and award-winning shade tree commission. So this ordinance does 2 things. It kind of tightens up and reaffirms our commitment to our borough shade street trees, and it introduces a new framework for trees on private property. So this establishes a permitting process for the removal and replacement of trees on private property. It establishes an application fee of $100. For each replacement tree that is required, 100 will be placed in an escrow for 2 years to ensure that the trees remain in good shape. A permit will not be required for any trees that are deemed invasive or hazardous by a private licensed tree expert. So, Madam Mayor, I introduce the ordinance.
May I have a second for that introduction of the ordinance?
I'll second.
Is there any further discussion amongst the members of the council on the ordinance?
Only that I think Mike Zakelli is really to be complimented for all of the work that you've done on this.
Thanks for everybody for working together. So this is, again, coming from the state. So, you know, we had to take something and make it work for our community. It took some time, but we got there. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no further comments forthcoming, will the clerk, please call the roll?
Yes, Madam Mayor. Councilors Lefkovitz,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Moody,
Aye.
Law.
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays. The ordinance is passed on first reading.
I refer ordinance 1811 to the municipal clerk for the purpose of statutory publication and posting.
Madam Mayor, I have another ordinance this evening. I have ordinance number 1812, entitled Salt Storage for first reading. And similar to the tree ordinance, this is just all part of a statewide effort to improve stormwater management. And in the heels of things like last night, I think we recognize how important those issues are. This ordinance requires that, so DEP is now requiring that each municipality adopt rules and regulations regarding the storage of any de-icing materials that are on private property. I will note that there is already a framework that the borough operates under, very careful management of any de-icing materials that are held in our yard. This extends that to private property to ensure that it does not get exposed to stormwater. This ordinance establishes requirements for the storage of salt and other solid de-icing materials on properties not owned or operated by the borough, i.e. privately owned properties, including residences, except for 1- and 2-family structures located in the borough of Glen to protect the environment, public health, safety, and welfare of the community due to the residential nature of the borough and the compact development of commercial properties. There are few, if any, properties this ordinance will impact.
May I have a second for the introduction of the ordinance?
I'll second.
Is there any further discussion amongst the members of the council? Seeing no further comments forthcoming, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, Madam Mayor. Councilors Lefkovitz,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Moody,
Aye.
Law.
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays. This ordinance is passed on first reading.
I refer ordinance 1812 to the municipal clerk for the purpose of statutory publication and posting.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Councilor Moody, for taking those up. Any comments? Let's see. Mr. Zakelli, any comments?
Sure. Mayor, I'd just like to again thank everybody for working together last night. As quickly as that storm rolled in is as quickly as it rolled out, which left the cleanup to require all hands pretty much everywhere. And the police and public works just worked hand in hand in locating, identifying, and resolving the various issues as it went through the night. And public works through the day cleaning up, and hopefully that little bump we had at 5:30 is the only thing we'll see for the rest of the day. But they're ready, and I just want to thank everybody again for working that. We didn't have any power outages, and no trees came down, so I feel pretty good about it. Thank you, Mayor.
Yeah. John?
I have no report, Mayor.
Chief?
Mayor, the only thing I have is school's open September 3rd, and that brings with it a lot of children on the road, on the sidewalks, cars on the road, so please just, if you're driving, drive carefully, especially during school hours.
Madam Clerk? You've been training for upcoming elections. We
I have.
appreciate
I
that.
have been training for upcoming elections, and also if there are any college students that are going away to college and wish to vote, they can still come by and grab a vote by mail application, and they can put their college address there and get their ballot mailed to their college if they're interested in voting. And we've actually had quite a few.
Oh, that's great. I'd love to hear that. That's
Yeah.
terrific. Yeah, and I'll also mention, look out, we're gonna have some joint communications with our friends at the Board of Ed on the start of school, and thank you to the police and Mike for working through those to make sure we're educating drivers as well as the students. Tara, I don't think we have any new or unfinished business?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And last time for comments from the public. Seeing none, I'll close that. Councilor Law.
I'd like to make a motion to